So it's time to go live, I was told, although I had an error. There was a small error, but now it seems to be fine. So welcome to my first live, both on LinkedIn and on Instagram. It's the first of a series of many, I hope. And I welcome you. I'm glad that you are here tonight or this afternoon, so I can say guten Abend, hola, hey, bonjour, bonsoir, and everything that you want, whether it's English, French, Portuguese, German, or Swedish. So I'm fine with that. I hope that you are doing well. And because I'm working on with two different platforms, I have two different cameras, so sometimes I guess that you will feel that I'm watching you, other times you will feel that I don't. So I hope everything is working technically. It's a premiere, so let's start. Welcome to being, not just doing. So I guess that this 2024, it's day number 44. Remember, you still have 322 days for the rest of the year to achieve your objectives and all the goals that you have planned for. But maybe before I start, I will shortly introduce myself in case you do not know me. So my name is Caroline Grégoire, and I love helping impact-driven leaders to find clarity, meaning, and joy at work, and to have the time and the energy to live their lives to the fullest. And I do so in English, French, German, and Swedish. Originally, I have a background of working as an actuary and a risk manager, which I did for more than 20 years in the reinsurance business and also in the consulting business. My last corporate position was head of operational risk and risk reporting for the Hanover Re Group in Hanover, Germany. I've now been working as an international coach, mentor, speaker, and trainer for the last 7 years. So my work now really focuses on topics like leadership, resilience, communication, strategy, and culture. So, and I've been based in Portugal for the last 5 years. I always work in international environments and in various leadership positions. So let's start. So it's 2024, day 44. So I guess you all have a small list with the goals that you want to achieve during the year. Maybe it's a small one, maybe it's a big one, maybe there are small goals, big goals, maybe you even agreed with your boss on the things that you want to achieve or you need to achieve. Or you're like, oh, Carolyn, I've been so busy so far this year. I have no idea what I want to achieve, It's just, I don't stop and I don't have the time to think about stuff like this. Well, take a big breath, breathe out, and sit down. And I know for sure you have one dream, at least one. Maybe something you want to have achieved in 10 years. Maybe you want to retire and buy a farm in 10 years. Maybe in 3 years, you want to sail around the earth. Maybe in 5 years, you want to have a board position. Whatever it is, you have a dream for sure somewhere. Write it down now, even if it's not going to happen this year. I'm sure once you have written it down, that in the next days, in the next weeks, you will kind of know what you need to achieve this year so that it aligns and it helps you to make your dream come true in the future. So it's good to have these goals, these objectives. You have to take action. So you have your to-do list, I guess. Maybe it's full already, to-dos with deadlines, with responsibilities and so on. Or maybe you just have a few lines and you're like, oh my God, I need to complete this and I need to complete it. And because you feel you haven't done enough, you're not starting, you don't take action. Start taking action. Even if your list is small to start with, just start doing the first thing that's written on it. And with time, over the year, you will know what to add after that on your to-do list. A few years ago, I felt like I was always doing, being stressed, doing. And, I would do thousands of things during the day. I would go to bed and it always felt like I haven't done anything actually, although I had done many things. And it just felt like I didn't have a balance between doing and being. And I spoke to my coach, Sylvain, and I said, Sylvain, please tell me, how can I find the balance between the doing and the being? I saw this as two different things. I saw like being like this. And Sylvain said, he looked at me, he thought I was strange, I guess. He said, well, there's the being and then there's the doing inside of the being. And I'm like, okay, let's see how this works. A few days ago, I received an email from a client of mine who I've been working with for the last 2.5 years. And at the time, she had a dream, a big goal is to receive a certain certification in her profession by mid-2024. So it was long. It's a long thing. It's 2.5 years, to keep the motivation, to keep the focus, to be disciplined every day. So she split that big goal, that big dream in small milestones over these 2.5 years. And she reminded me of an exercise that I did with her about 2.5 years ago. And that's the exercise that I would like to do with you now. It's going to take about 2 minutes. Usually it's longer, but you will get the feel of it. So if you close your eyes for about 2 minutes, and you imagine that you wake up, you still have your eyes closed. You wake up and it's the 31st of December 2024. Day 366. And you can tick all the boxes. You have achieved all your goals, all your objectives. The only thing you have to do that day is to get ready for the New Year's Eve party. So imagine that. Wow, you've done everything. You have achieved what you had put on your list at the beginning of 2024. What is right now in this moment, when you know that you have achieved your goals? What is your first thought? What is your first feeling or your first sensation? What is it that's the first thing that comes up inside of you? That thing that you feel, maybe you feel open, maybe you feel joy, maybe you feel happiness. It's like a big wow, you have achieved what you wanted to achieve. That is the being that I invite you to adopt all the year, during this whole year. Every time you do the things that you need to do to achieve your objectives. That's that state of being. And notice we are today, day 44, and you have already experienced in your thoughts, in your head, and your feelings, maybe even in your body, if you felt like it opened like this, You already made the experience of what it will be like to have achieved your goals at the end of the year. So you carry this with you. And that's the state of being. That's the being you adopt every day and that you do the doing with. So it's at the same time, we could say it's kind of the posture you would like to adopt. Something like maybe being happy, maybe being calm, being more zen, maybe, or being strong, something like this. You can have a picture like this in your head. Or a new trick, if you like these to-do lists, you could do a to-be list like this. And you could even combine them to do a to-be-do list, like if you write, I will walk 15 minutes every day, and I am smiling. I am. You are being. I will call the tax authorities for whatever reasons, let's see, and I am open. Easy, eh? Or I will make my first presentation in front of the board and I am calm. Or maybe I will have the tough conversation with my boss and I'm curious. So you combine what you need to do with how you want to be. I am. I do and I am. So that's a trick. If you like to do lists, you can combine to do your to-be-do list. Or maybe for you, it's more like you like to have a picture in front of you of your dream. It can be, this sailing boat you want to buy, or this farm, or a beach, or whatever. Something that keeps you motivated, that brings you on track every day to be in the right state of being, to do the things that you need to do to achieve your objectives. Actually, my client, when she wrote to me the other day, you remember the exercise that we did? She wrote, I see myself mid 2024 with the certification in my hands, and I feel overjoyed. Wonderful. So that being, actually, we always are, logically. The thing is, when I was before thinking and talking with Sylvain and saying, well, I want to, how can I combine the being and the doing, The thing is, I was being, of course, but what I was stressed, I was frustrated, I was impatient, all these, I was something, but all the stuff that did not really help me to do the things that I needed to do. So what I want to say with being, not just doing, is to be consciously being, because you're always being, instead of just being caught in the small details, in the things that disturb you and so on. You decide on your state of being, because you know that it aligns with the things that you want to achieve. And maybe when you choose that state of being, there are things that you do that maybe you don't have them on your to-do list, but maybe small habits during the day that maybe you like to scroll for a long time on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, whatever. And you will realize that, it doesn't really fit. You're in another state of being, and these small habits, some of them don't really fit, or you don't need to do as much as you used to. So maybe you will eliminate a few things when you are really conscious and international. You have the intention with your state of being. So if we combine all that, it looks like this. It looks like this. Here you have your objectives, your goals, your dreams. Around it, you have your to-do list that you can combine with your to-be list, your to-be-do list, or your to-be for you is more to feel it in your body or to have a picture that shows the state of being that you want to adopt during the day. I know sometimes you get frustrated, but then you get back to being, I choose to be open. I choose to be happy. I choose to be smiling. Mm-hmm. It's obvious, huh? We are always are. So, because we are not human doing. Now I have these two different ones because on Instagram and on LinkedIn, it's different. You are a human being for sure. Always keep this in mind, a human being. So that's where it starts, with the being. And it will align your actions to your goals automatically. Start now to write your dreams, to write your objectives, to take the actions on your to-do list. Because if you don't start now, not only will you miss the boat, but the boat will miss you too. Thank you for being here. If you have questions, if you would like to book a call with me, go in the messaging and send me a private message. I will be glad to answer to you. Stay tuned also for the exact date of the next live. It will be around mid-March, and it will have to do with the color of your thoughts. So, food for thought. Until then, I look forward to hearing from you. I'm so happy you were here. From my side, it looks as if everything worked out fine with the technical details. I wish you a wonderful evening, a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.